in the mouth. So good. I hope this won't ruin my algorithm with having seafood on a firewood channel. It's pretty much required that you have to slurp when you're eating an oyster, okay? Oysters are not for everyone, especially if they're raw, but that is great. This has nothing to do with firewood at all. We're gonna shuck them and eat them raw. And welcome back, Fire, to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. And today I'm going to bring to you a little taste of the PNW. So a while ago, I had I think a post that was talking about if you all wanted to see how I shuck an oyster. Now, this has nothing to do with firewood at all, but it's something ingrained, at least in my culture, my family upbringing of seafood. So yeah, we got these oysters yesterday morning. They're fresh, and we're gonna shuck them and eat them raw. So the first thing you have to make sure that you do is you have a leather glove. Now, I got this glove. You only need one, in my opinion. This glove from J. Andre over at Old Iron Anchors on YouTube. Go ahead and just channel up, and he was on my podcast as well. And anyway, but you don't need this specific brand. I'll link it down below. But you need a good, hardy, thick leather glove to be able to shuck the oyster. Now, the oysters, if they're all sandy, wash them off. Okay, wash them off. You either have a towel, or make sure that you have your collar on your glove to wipe your knife off of. Now, this knife I got from a professional oil shucker down in Oregon this summer of my senior year. Very sharp. I sharpened it again, but it definitely has been used. I think you can see that in the handle, how they carved it right there, and the profile of the knife. It all depends on the shucker. I don't claim to be professional, but I have been shucking oysters. I've been eating raw oysters since I was maybe 2 or 3. Then I was taught by my dad how to shuck them, and I've been eating oysters ever since. And I have a local place that I go to, and we buy them once in a while. They are expensive, and they are a delicacy, in my opinion, but they are super good. And we buy them fresh, so we can shuck them and eat them raw. You can put them on the grill, heat them up on the half shell. That is doable. A lot of people maybe grossed out about this, but we like them raw. Pour out the little juices. So when you get it open, wipe off your knife. No sand, no shell in the oyster when you're eating it. So kind of flick that off a little bit, and then you come in close. What we're gonna do is take the knife, go beneath it, and get whatever is attached to it. Right? Then you poke it with your knife like this, and you put it in your mouth. That is great. That is, that's awesome. You don't want to do this with oysters that are not fresh. If you go to a local store, oyster bar or whatever, oyster farm, and you ask them when they were harvested from the saltwater, and they don't know, don't buy them. Okay, don't buy them. That's a legit question. A lot of people who want to eat raw oysters, they didn't want to get sick. Now, there are a lot of subspecies of oyster in my area. These are called Samish Golds, I believe, from a farm about an hour north of me, off of I-5. So coming close here, we're gonna find the hinge point. Hinge point's here. Take our knife, and we're gonna dig into the hinge just a little bit, being very, very careful. Does it give enough pressure in? Come on. In like that. Just enough in there, and then you twist, break that hinge, and then kind of put your thumb in between the two half shells there, and run your knife on the very underside of the top of the shell, and break the connection point of the muscle of the oyster like that. And then I like to take the whatever left of the oyster, and kind of cut off the shell, and that's a little snack for myself. Okay. And I taste that little part too. If it tastes kind of funky, those go on the grill to be made up. Okay, now take your knife under the muscle like this, brush off some of the sand, and put it on the plate. Okay, so I'm gonna shuck these up for my wife and I for an appetizer for dinner. So good, so good. So again, find the hinge point, get in there, like that. Pop it, go underside like this. The muscle, take it apart like this. Make sure that you're always wiping your handle or your knife on your glove. Make sure it's clean. Make sure that the knife itself is clean from the shell, because you don't want to contaminate the oyster with shell bits and sand, right? And then again, find where it's going to be at the connection point like this. Go under it. Let me pour out some of the juices and put it on the plate. Easy peasy. Now, see, what else kind of tips should I show you? Now, if raw oysters aren't your deal, I either a charcoal grill or propane grill, whatever it is. Put them on high and put them on there. But I wouldn't recommend, if you're going to cook oysters once, then like hose off the inside of your grill when you're done. If you do oysters a lot, I would have a grill devoted just for oysters, because the salt water will like degrade and make your grill rust. So I have a grill just for oysters, but that's just me. Okay, if you're doing it once in a while, that's fine too. I guess, but yeah, these are fresh. They have to remain cold. If you put them in an ice chest, don't drown them in the ice and the water, because don't kill them off, right? And don't put them in a bag and tie them, or if you do, make sure they can breathe later on so they don't die and then they get sick. Now, growing up in PNW, I was told at least, yep, don't do that. Don't put too much pressure and you slip and you hit your hand on the shell. So again, I only have one glove on to hold the oyster, because it's very pokey, gnarly, and sharp, and so I have enough grip for the knife with my dominant hand. Anyway, what I was saying is, growing up, having harvest them from the beach, I was told that you don't harvest oysters and with months in the year that don't have the little R in them. Okay, if the months don't have the little R in them, usually the spring and summer, and it's gonna be too warm, and that's not, then the oysters won't be good. Okay, you'll have the red tide thing or whatever, whatever, and the water will not be good enough for them to eat them. But this farm has oysters, and they are kept deep in the water all year round, and so the water is cool enough where they can sell these things all year round, and people can buy them all year round and still have them be available for eating raw. Okay, now I don't recommend it, but they know that when people are buying them, they're buying them to eat raw or on the grill for half shell, right? Now, these size are more or less called the extra smalls. In my opinion, you don't want to eat a raw oyster if it's going to be massive. Massive oysters are for like oyster stew, not for eating. So if you're going to order them and they have different sizes, which like a farm or store should have different sizes, and the prices of the oysters will reflect that. You're going to want to ask for extra smalls or smalls. Don't go bigger than that, because they have a really, really big gut, and you don't want to eat a raw oyster with a big gut. That's just a no-no. You're not going to enjoy yourself. So yeah, wipe off your knife, take out that top layer oyster. Now, it's pretty much required that you have to slurp when you're eating an oyster. Okay, that's required. Now, because my family and I, my wife and I, and my parents that we share with love oysters, we buy them at a dozen. We buy them by the 5 dozen bag, or a 5 dozen, and they come in a bag. And this company that will farm them, and how they sell them, they They're about just under $1 a piece, which is really really good deal. I've paid way more than that, and if you go to a restaurant and order them raw on the half shell, you're gonna pay through the nose for that meal. But maybe you get some more different types of oysters from different countries, maybe perhaps, or the regions. I never spoiled living out here with the oysters that we have access to. This stuff it's a delicacy, a treat. We don't eat these every day. Maybe like twice a quarter, maybe type thing. Yeah. So again, go under it like this, pour out some of the water, and then put it on the plate. So that way, when the person goes to eat it, they can take their knife, the knife or their fork, whatever, and then poke it and then eat it, and not have to worry about it still being attached to the shell. Now, if you do put them on the grill, put them on heat, like I said before, on high heat, and then you want to wait maybe like 5 minutes or so and check them. Don't want them to pop because they will burn. So that end, when they get too hot, they're gonna explode. Put them on heat, like I said before, on high heat, and then you want to wait maybe like 5 minutes or so and check them. Don't want them to pop because they will burn. So that end, when they get too hot, they're gonna explode. So when they're on the half shell, they'll open a little bit, and that's when they know they're almost done. Take out the top part, put it back on for another 5 minutes or so at max, and then they're done. And what my wife turned me on to is when you're eating them raw, is using Tabasco sauce, and we're almost out, so we buy some more. But Tabasco sauce on our oyster is money. It is money. I think people would be interested in this. I don't know. I hope this won't ruin my algorithm with having seafood on a firewood channel. But yeah, we'll see. You want a knife? Or you want to slurp it up? Take a slurp. So I was saying, if you do put them on the grill, wait for 5 minutes, high heat with the door closed, the oven or the top closed, and then don't wait for them to pop because they will pop, because when the shells are hot, they do pop, and that's dangerous. Don't want to get in your eye. Wait for 5 minutes, and then if the hinge starts to open the very front, then take off the top, put it back on for 1 minute or two, and your money. You can leave the liquid inside if you would like to. I usually dump it out so they cook faster. But there's this in-between point where it's like raw, almost cooked, but don't overcook them because that's just bad. That's a crime to oysters. So yeah. Another thing too is what my wife turned me on to is using Tabasco sauce with this. I have eaten oysters all my life. I don't need a sauce with them personally, but I've had, I don't know, the horseradish. I've had like lemon juice, whatever it is. I mean, you can add whatever you need to, but these are good enough on their own just to eat raw, straight. If you do cook them, butter with some garlic, pretty good too. But again, not required by any means. Yeah, this is just a little appetizer for my wife and I. So yeah, undercut here. That's seasoned with the Tabasco sauce. Right here, see the redness in it, and that just goes straight in the mouth. So good. You can, if you would like to. I have in the past come from the front, and there'll be like little flaps of the top half and the bottom half. You come this way, but I found that coming into to the hinge is a lot easier to shuck. So that is that on shucking oysters. I hope that you learned something today. If you're not a fan of oysters, I get it. They look weird. They taste kind of funky. Oysters are not for everyone, especially if they're raw. But I just want to share a little taste of the PNW with you. Not firewood related, but some good times on the left. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And remember, life too short to be a prick, so be kind to another. Rock and roll. Stay safe. Keep cutting. Cheers. Sorry for the side camera being kind of, it's on the table. Do you want me to edit you out?